Oh, buttermilk sky. It's a Hoagie Carmichael song. If you guys don't know who Hoagie Carmichael is, that's all right, because you're not 800 years old. I think it's my stepdad's favorite singer. He's like, oh, Hoagie Carmichael. Like, who the fuck is Hoagie Carmichael? And, you think of it, man, that's a dumb name. Now I'm thinking like I want to name my kid Hoagie. Hoagie Carmichael. That's a hell of a name. Hoagie, that's almost as cool as Sam Whiskey, who hasn't fucking donated his shekels yet. Jesus Christ, Jack's in here. Maybe I'll get Jack in on this later on. Patrick writes. Oh, by the way, check your spam folder, boys and girls. Spam folder. I respond. I have like 5 emails. What do you got? Dominique, Abdullah, Jacqueline, Summer, and Derek. Just after a while, I'm just done with this. It's like, okay, all right, all the IT work. Obviously, my email's got to go to spam for some. All right, just guys, go look at your spam folder. There, that's what I'm going to do. Patrick writes, hey, Aaron, was curious about your thoughts on boats and tiny house RVs on wheels like these. And he goes to tumbleweedhouses.com. The thought is to buy one of these instead of a house because they are mobile. If things get bad in the U.S. or you can get a new job, you could just pack up and leave. They're also a lot cheaper than a typical house, but you really want a typical house, you could just rent one and stash the tiny home boat in the backyard. How do you what do you haul a boat around? That sounds incredibly expensive. Seems smarter and provides more options than being stuck in a typical house. Video would be good. All right. Let's go to tumbleweedhouses.com. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I had it here a second ago. Okay, so it's basically just a trailer. It's a very nice trailer. It's a mobile home. The Farallon. Which one do I take? The Cypress, the Elm, the Farallon. Payment plans. Details and pricing. Let's take a look here. Whoa. What? The mortgages are, hang on. They're not going to give you the price. See, they don't want to give you the price. Number one fucking thing I want in life is the price. And they're quoting $630 a month. That doesn't include insurance or anything for a 23-year mortgage. So it's basically not almost as expensive, but it's not cheap. All right, here's the problem I'm going to have with it, because this is just a trailer, and this is the problem with trailers. Trailers, they suck up gas, man. You got to find a place to park them and be there for a while, and that usually means parking it in an RV park, which you got to rent. You need hookups. You need water, sewer. You need electricity, and if you have a gas stove, you need hookups. And so, yeah, okay, you got yourself a trailer. You still need land and infrastructure to set up. So when I've looked at, people, I got a trailer. I'm going to drive it. Boomers, I'm going to drive it because it's my dream. It's like, dude, and I've done the math. It is just cheaper to get yourself an average hotel, not a shitty hotel, an average hotel every night, every day in a different spot and place. And you're going to come out ahead financially. And there's also, you don't have to dick around with reservations. It is a pain in the ass to drive these things, let alone in a city, let alone to get into an RV park. And I know they showed at Tumbleweed Houses, they show it over on a lake with mountains in the background or in a field or in the desert. I'm like, excuse me, did you bring your own water supply? Here, guys, it's sad. If you want to save money on housing, I know that's to go with these mini houses, okay? And if you had a mini house with land, not the bad idea. If you're just a bachelor by yourself, don't move in with a girl in a mini house. Holy fucking shit. They take over everything anyway. You got to fucking fight them off like the fucking communists. Like, no, you're not bringing that shit in this house. You already have a bottle of lotion, dear. You don't need any more. It's okay if you have like a micro house with land and there's infrastructure built up into it. Okay, that's like your starter home. I get that. And then you save up the money while you're living on land in this micro home. You can pull it off. If you're a minimalist, you can pull that off. Throw somebody else in there. So the best thing, really, unless you know where you want to live, the best thing, guys, especially with Airbnb and all these other places you can, long-term leases, long-term rentals, just go rent an apartment. And the way to save money in living expenses on housing, your rent or mortgage, is square footage. Written in detail of the book Bachelor Pad Economics. I mean, this is one of the big all-time savers because rent and living expense is the most, lodging is your largest expense. Unless you're a millennial and you got a doctorate and worthless degrees and $200,000 in debt, that's your biggest expense. Oh, I'm sorry. And Obamacare, which all you leftists voted in. Sorry. So your third biggest expense will be lodging. And the smaller square footage you need, the lower your rent. So be a minimalist. I can pack up my shit in 2 hours. All of it. What about this? What about that? Just be a fucking minimalist. I could live. I do. I've split a 1-bedroom with the GF. I can live I can live on a postage stamp. And you know what that does to my living expenses? It cuts them dramatically in half. Then I see these dipshits with one kid buying a 4,000 square foot house. Like, holy fuck. Oh, yeah, they eat in this. God, that's schools. They have good schools. It's close to my parents. That shit has bankrupted more couples where wifey poo has to be in a good school district. And the good school districts, now that everything's moving out into the burbs, the good school districts, if you're in, quote, a good school district now, the house, you don't find little homes. These are monsters. These are $400,000 minimum with more rooms and bedrooms and toilets and piss holes than you have people. But that's the cheap. So if you're okay, not going to good school with your parents, he say, no, bitch. We're going to go to a solid blue-collar neighborhood with a starter home, and that's going to be small, and you're getting rid of all your fucking shit. All your fucking shit. Nope. Me or your shit. Choose. And that's what you have to choose, too. Do you want your life or do you want your shit? You don't get to take your shit with you. My memento box, where the hell did it go? Is that back there? Yep, my memento box is up there. There. Well, oh, yeah, you can't. Okay, behind the Spike Spiegel thing that Chris Beckloff got me, that's, oh, wait, never mind. That's my humidor. Never mind. Where the hell did my memento box go? It's not bigger than the humidor. Some key keepsakes. That's it. Get rid of your shit. And then you can afford a 200 square foot apartment and you'll be just fine. Also forces you to get out of the fucking house. You leave, oh, this is kind of small. I'm going to go somewhere else. But you don't get a trailer, which now complicates things where you got to move and hook it up and everything else. So get a small apartment. Get a micro house if you know where you want to live and you're going to live on there for a while, for like a decade or something. That's all you need is a shitter, a place to sleep, and maybe a place to sit out and relax. Okay, I could see that. But no, otherwise, these mobile homes, whether it's tumbleweed homes or not, it doesn't matter. I'm against them. I'm not for them. All right, there you go. Brought to you by the Catholic Red Pill. Read that. Only 120 pages. Some I might even read. What else? No super chats. Cool. And we'll be doing the next video later. Toodles.